Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Apologies for the slight delay in starting the closing ceremony of the three-day workshop on Introduction to the Inclusive Education Toolkit, supporting disadvantaged and excluded individuals and communities in Bangladesh. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my great pleasure to welcome to you to the closing ceremony of the three-day hands-on workshop. It is important initiative which has been jointly organized by Jahangirnagar University, UB, BUET, and Nottingham Trent University with the generous support from the British Council, Bangladesh. We are privileged to have here today a distinguished panel of guests, Professor Kamrul Hassan, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Jahangirnagar University, Professor David J. Brown, the project coordinator from Nottingham Trent University, UK, Mr. David Knox, Director of Programs, British Council, Bangladesh, Mr. Sultan Mahmood Bhuiya, Director of Private University Management Division of UGC, and Mr. Nicholas Shopland from Nottingham Trent University, and this session will be chaired by Professor Dr. M.D. Abdul Rahman, Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor from American International University, Bangladesh. And dear participants, I know that while these 3 days has been quite intense, and we tried to cover a lot of things in terms of inclusive education, and thank you very much for your feedback, which we understood that, well, this was the first encounter for many of you in the field of inclusive education. So the goal of this hands-on workshop has been to introduce the inclusive education at the higher education at the tertiary sector of Bangladesh. And I'm really pleased to have seen so many people being here participating actively in the different activities that you have carried out, and you have contributed immensely in the success of this workshop. And we hope that because we are at the beginning of this project, along this remaining time of this project or until the March next year, we will expect that you will be in touch and you will participate also to the other workshops that are going to be carried out in the future. With this, I would like to request Professor Shamim Kaisar to take over and then continue the rest of the closing ceremony.
Thank you, Mufti. Now, I would like to invite Professor David Brown for giving reflection of this 3 days workshop.
I don't need to plug it in, I can just talk, but I need to put my laptop there, that's all. So, no, it's fine. It's fine. So just a few closing remarks, a few reflections. Welcome to our community of accessibility ambassadors. It feels like I haven't just met research partners today from a wide range of universities, tertiary institutions. I've met a group of friends as well, and that we'll continue our collaboration and friendship over the next year as we look to further the introduction of inclusive education throughout a range of sectors in Bangladesh. It's a really exciting opportunity, working on the advancements and collaborations we've already made and the new promise of AI to be used ethically and for good in this area. So, we now have our WhatsApp group. So, forthcoming, this is our first encounter, forthcoming are 3 co-design workshops that we want you to attend online. You'll get ample notification from your WhatsApp group about how we can co-create 3 units on the ethical use of generative AI to support neurodiverse learners, those from disadvantaged backgrounds, and women students, based on NTU's NTU guide on generative AI in learning, teaching, and assessment. And also on Athena's one too, how we recognize and celebrate and reward gender equality in higher education and tertiary education. Those events will be amply signposted for you. In addition, we're going to be looking at following up after all those activities, our community group, welcoming you to develop your own courses on your own reflections and adding courses to the Moodle platform specifically for the context of inclusive education in Bangladesh and converting the toolkit to Bangla too. Finally, a huge thanks to the British Council, to the University Grants Commission, to Jahangir Nagar University, the American International University Bangladesh, and WET. That's our core partners who've been working with, and now we have an expanded range of community of academics, practitioners, and friends to make this project successful over the next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Brown, for your leadership and international collaboration that enrich this initiative. At this stage, I would like to invite Dr. Sultan Mohammad Bhuiya, Director, Private University Management Division of University Grants Commission, to deliver his speech.
Sorry, Shamim, can I shift it here? Yeah. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. M. Kamrul Ahsan, Vice Chancellor of the Jahangirnagar University. Honorable Chair of this closing session, Professor M.D. Abdul Rahman Sir, Vice Chancellor of the AIUB, Professor Dr. David J. Brown, Project Coordinator, Nottingham Trent University, UK, Mr. David Knox, Director of the Programs, British Council, Bangladesh, Professor Mufti Mahmood, King Fahad University of Petroleum and Minerals, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, distinguished academics, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to here today as a special guest at this closing ceremony. Such a wonderful, important workshop, Introduction to the Inclusive Education Toolkit Supporting Devastated and Excluded Individuals and Communities in Bangladesh. As the apex regulatory body and policy-making body for higher education in Bangladesh, the University Grants Commission, UGC, plays a central and strategic role in shaping an inclusive, equitable, and forward-looking tertiary education landscape. We recognize that inclusive education is not just a moral imperative, but a national priority essential for sustainable development. UGC is currently working intensively to embed inclusive practice across the higher education ecosystem. This includes reforming admission policies to accommodate learners with diverse needs, revisiting teaching learning models to integrate inclusive pedagogies and assertive technologies, developing inclusive evaluation and assessment frameworks, and promoting digital equity through the responsible use of emerging technologies like generative AI. Workshops like these are invaluable. They generate ideas, foster collaboration, and offer practical solutions that can directly inform our policy work at the UGC. I encourage the project organizers and international partners to share detailed outcomes and policy recommendations with the Commission we are eager to learn and implement. It also takes this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation to all participants, scholars, educators, and institutions who have committed themselves to this cause. Your efforts align with UGC's broader vision to transform higher education into a more inclusive, responsive, and socially responsible sector. As a special guest and representative of the UGC, I assure you of our full support in taking forward the insights and innovations generated here. We are committed to building an education system where no learner is left behind and where technology serves humanity. Let us continue to work together across institutions, disciplines, and borders to create a higher education system that is inclusive in access, innovative in delivery, and impactful in outcomes. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are grateful to British Council team for considering our proposal. Thank you so much. At this stage, I would like to invite Mr. David Knox, Director of Program, British Council Bangladesh, to deliver his speech. Please.
Thanks very much. I'll start with just, it's a real privilege to be here, to be with our partners from the universities, Jahangirnagar, AIUB, Buet, and Nottingham Trent. Thank you for submitting your application, and thank you for leading this workshop over the last 3 days. Thank you to the UGC for your presence and participation. I've got some speaking notes, and my team worked really hard to give me speaking notes, so I'm going to try and follow some of them, but I can't actually see Charmin. Apologies at the outset if I go off script. And I'm going to go off script by saying, actually, job done, because David described building a group of friendships through the last 3 days. And if I think about my 30 plus years experience in the British Council, that's what it's all about. It's building relations between the UK and other people around the world through shared endeavour, shared purpose, trying to make this big, bad, ugly world a little bit better, one workshop at a time. And I feel like you've been contributing to that through this particular subject. And then we heard from our colleague from the UGC, who, and I think I heard him right, said, please share all of the policy instruments, the tools, the advice, the guidance with us, and we will implement that. So, as always, we have a very open door in our partnership with the UGC, and I truly value that. And I hope that this becomes not just a meeting that has brought together a group of friends who will go forward from Dhaka, this meeting, and implement all of these fantastic things that I've seen happening over the last 3 days. But we will actually continue the dialogue with the UGC to make this policy and practice across the whole sector. And that is fabulous. So back to the script. Why is T&E, transnational education, important? We've kind of made these grants under the heading of transnational education, and for us, it's more than just UK qualifications being delivered overseas. That is often a very important and helpful byproduct of the partnerships, but we see it as a part of building a bridge to increase access. And this is why this whole subject that you've been focused on over the last 3 days is so important. Increasing access for marginalised groups, people with disabilities, economic disadvantage. People with economic disadvantage are never going to make it to the UK to study. We have to be realistic about that. However many scholarships the UGC is able to offer. But through innovative transnational education, UK qualifications can be made more affordable. So we seek to build a bridge between people's aspiration and opportunity, between the UK's pedagogical strengths and the national academic excellence. And we see that in the partnerships from BUIT, from AIUB. There's no lack of intellectual muscle here in Bangladesh. We may be a few steps ahead in some of the areas of adoption of new technology. So this particular partnership is a powerful demonstration of how innovation and inclusion go hand in hand. The partnership is creating practical solutions that directly address systemic barriers. Barriers faced by learners with neurodivergence and physical disabilities, women and students from socio-economically disadvantaged backgrounds, and those who are often left behind by the digital divide. So we fully support this. It's entirely aligned to the British Council's values to promote inclusive, accessible, high-quality education that transforms life and communities. When we announced this grant, we had 4 other successful grants, and I'm pleased to say that my next month or so is full of celebrations like this. Along with the partnership between Nottingham Trent, I'll be able to let that slip off my tongue one day. Jahanganagar, AIUB and BUIT. We have a partnership between the Royal Holloway University and BUIT looking at cybersecurity education. You'll see a theme here. There's a bit of technology behind what we're working on. AIUB and Birmingham City University are working to develop a digital manufacturing certification program, and we're supporting blended learning models development between Liverpool John Moores University and the University of Dhaka. There is an outlier which focuses on midwifery and women's health between Keele and a local charity. And just to say one further thing, I'm really pleased to see in today's session more female representation. Everywhere I've been in Bangladesh, I've met incredibly talented women, perhaps except, I can think of a particular exception, Sarah Cook, the British High Commissioner to Bangladesh, asked the British Council, could we bring together a gathering of Vice-Chancellors? She wanted to host over dinner at her residence. We couldn't find one. So I'm hoping that there's one future Vice-Chancellor in the room here today who will represent women and women's perspective. We're very much aligned to government of Bangladesh in its commitment to furthering opportunities for women. Many of you will know about the Higher Education Accelerating Transformation Programme funded by the World Bank, and the British Council is partnering with that. We're hoping to bring elements of Swan and Athena to Bangladesh to build the frameworks by which we can make genuine progress. Because, as I say, there's no shortage of talented women. And we are also funding 2 grants that look at some qualitative research on what are the barriers that women face. Again, I'm really interested in your lived experience, so if you want to grab me afterwards, that would be great to hear from you. So, we see TNE as contributing to institutional strengthening through curriculum co-design, faculty development. We see it promoting gender equality and social inclusion and contributing to sustainable models of cooperation. Our funding is limited. We hope that it's providing a boost to the work that's been started, and I'm particularly pleased that this started under a European grant. Slightly depressed if I take my official hat off by the fact that we're no longer a part of that programme, but really pleased that the commitment that the colleagues in the UK have shown to extending that work from diverse Asia. So we will continue to support this endeavour in transnational education. We will continue to support the UGC through HEAT, through our strategic partnership with UGC. So just a closing thought. So TNE, I'm trying to establish, is more than partnerships between institutions. It's about the relationships between people, as exemplified by you all in this room. Students, educators, policymakers. And it's people who share a vision for a fairer, more connected world. And that comes back to being central to the British Council's mission to connect, to enable, to champion, supporting Bangladesh in your vision, in your journey towards a more globally competitive, inclusive and resilient higher education system. Thanks very much.
Thank you, David, for your inspiring word. We are deeply honored to have with us today Professor Dr. M. Kamrul Hassan, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Jahangirnagar University, as the chief guest of this ceremony. Sir, may I now request you to kindly address this august gathering.
Okay. It's a prepared script. I have to go through it, I believe, like you. But forgive me if I go beyond it. Honorable Chair of the closing session, Vice Chancellor of AIUB, representatives from the British Council, Bangladesh, our partners from Nottingham Trent University, UK, and King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, Saudi Arabia, distinguished academics, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. To be very frank, thank you all. Okay, it's your stuff. Thank you all, the organizers, for giving me the opportunity to be here or to grace the occasion as the chief guest. You have a big list of guests, and I am so honored that you have picked me from the list. Thank you very much. I have some idea about transnational education. I visited Colombo with Dave, I think, and all those stuff. And I have some idea about that. I have got my idea from that event, and I think it's very worth doing. So I'm really happy that he's on the tour with all of you and heading towards the destination. I believe you will achieve a grand success because you are disseminating your effort relentlessly. And that's the way things are, though. Dear all, as Bangladesh advances towards a more equitable and inclusive society, ensuring access to quality education for all, particularly for marginalized groups such as persons with disabilities, ethnic minorities, economically disadvantaged communities as a pressing priority. This workshop marks a significant step forward by introducing a practical toolkit designed to empower educators, policymakers, and community leaders to create inclusive learning environments. The discussion and insights shared here have highlighted innovative strategies to address systemic barriers and from integrating assistive technologies to fostering culturally responsive pedagogies. Dear partners, let us remember equity in education is not a privilege, it is a right. As educators, policymakers, and technologists, we must work collectively to ensure that no student is left behind, not due to geography, gender, ability, or socioeconomic status. Jahangirnagar University has ensured equality in the student admission and now striving to ensure equity by reserving quotas for students with special needs and providing need-based scholarships. Yet, challenges persist, such as the lack of advanced assistive technologies and inclusive classroom for students with disabilities. I'm sure many of our universities are facing similar problem. This workshop has illuminated pathways to address these limitations, showcasing how generative AI and software-based toolkit can enhance accessibility. I extend my deepest gratitude to all participants, facilitators, and partners for their commitment to this cause. The insight gained here on innovative teaching methods, inclusive learning strategies, and ethical AI use will undoubtedly shape the future of higher education in Bangladesh. As a student of ethics, I have something more to say here, but it is a written script, so I have to go through it. Nevertheless, I should say the aim of AI is not about replacing humans. It is about augmenting human capacities while maintaining ethical norms. There is no replacement of human being because human beings have cognitive capacities, sense of values that machines do not have. So for scientists and researchers, my appeal to them is we should not forget that machine is not replacement of human being. It is special, but there is no discrimination here. It is because there are two policies as student of ethics we consider. One is equality, the other one is equity. Equity is equality for the equals. And equality is just distributive justice that you ensure when you distribute opportunities, money, and whatnot. But human beings can see the difference and they can strike the balance. Machine can't. So AI, it's not replacement of human being, guys. I think there is a role of human being and there is no replacement of it. So ethical AI sounds very nice here. I'm really happy seeing that you have incorporated in my speech this term. My heartfelt thanks to the British Council for their generous support in fostering this meaningful international collaboration. I'm also happy that JU is proudly working on this project. Dear participants, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to you all and international partners who have come together for this important cause. I'm confident that this workshop will equip us with valuable knowledge on inclusive learning strategies and innovative teaching methods, which are essential for transforming our higher education landscape. As the chief guest, I applaud unwavering support for such initiative. I call upon all stakeholders, public institutions, private sectors, and international allies to harness generative AI as a catalyst for social justice and educational empowerment. Yes, that is right, for social justice, and justice in all sense. Let us ensure no student is left behind in our pursuit of an inclusive, knowledge-driven Bangladesh. Before I say thank you, I should thank you again for inviting me to grace the event as the chief guest. I'm really happy. Thank you very much and congratulations on a successful workshop. That's all.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chancellor, for your inspiring word and commitment to inclusive academic excellence. Now, to conclude the two-day ceremony, I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Mohammad Abdur Rahman, Honorable Vice Chancellor of American International University, Bangladesh, to deliver his closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Shamim Bhai. Distinguished honorable chief guest, distinguished guests from different universities, British Council, and teachers. So thank you very much to the organizers for calling me here. It's really a privilege, and I am really honored to be here. And the topic is, I think you have been going through this for 3 days, and we are now know that AI is here. I think yesterday we were saying that it's coming. But today it's here actually, so we cannot avoid it. And what we are seeing is generative AI. Generative means we are actually making new contents, like, so that's why the teaching is coming and other things are coming. And so when we talk about the generative AI, there are lots of things like related issues are also coming with that. If we talk about the infrastructure, in one studies I just read, the ChatGPT, OpenAI, the CEO said, we are using it. Sometimes we just say that we are using, sometimes we hide it, but all of us are using it. That's for sure. Students, teachers, everybody is using it. It's for sure. So the please and thank you. People say please and thank you. That is taking millions of dollars of electrical power. Just you are saying please and thank you, and the AI is becoming polite. Only that, to answer to that, they are actually paying millions of dollars of electricity. But they are liking it because the AI is becoming human. It's training. The more it works, the more training it will be. So what we understand is infrastructure and facilities is very important. It's like we need to think about it like a country for us. If we develop a toolkit, where it will be used, how it will be used, and how to fund, as already we got the assurance from the UGC, the government is coming. We are on one of the private universities, the public universities. Also, we are based in Dhaka. And in fact, at AIUB, we already get a community who are already filtered by money, financially filtered. Because our students, before they apply to us, they see what is our tuition fees. As you already said that, one group will never think about, or although they have the capability, but they don't have the financial ability to go to UK. But we can, with this technology, we can bring everything to them. So that is the infrastructure we need to develop, private sector or public sector, we need to work on that. And we cannot just think AI as the competitor or replacement for the teachers. Like I already said, that the teaching is in our modern curriculum. The teaching is now we are giving on three separate domain learning taxonomy that we call. In the OB, UGC already made OB and the back made OB mandatory for all of us, outcome-based education, and whole Bangladesh adopted it. So the cognitive is through AI we can easily give the cognitive, the knowledge part. People can learn that. The skills, like software skills, some coding skills, some laboratory skills, that also can be done. But how about the affective domain, the last one? The skills, attitude. The attitude defines our altitude or gives us the altitude. So how about that? So that is where the human content is, as Sir was saying. So the ethics also, I think, the how to make it ethical, how to like, as you I have seen this is wonderful, the topic that you have selected in the people with disabilities, and how to protect their rights, how to protect their information. That is very, very important as well. As the first one, I am a father of an autistic child. In fact, so I have hands-on experience with that. I have been going through this for the last 13 years. We are talking about spectrum. What does spectrum mean? Spectrum means we have a bandwidth, the lower to the upper. And in the autistic study, my experience, I have seen it's infinite. The necessity of the autistic person who is in the bottom of the spectrum and who is in the top of the spectrum is like an universe difference. So if we just develop a toolkit only for, say, autistic, that may not be enough. We'll have to think about what is their category, what is there. So all the people, they have their different strengths, and what AI will be doing us, or what AI will be helping us with, is it will give us the pace. Like they will not learn as our regular students. They don't need to pace with our regular students as well. Our regular traditional classroom, they don't need to pace with that. AI will give us the tool that we can use their pace. Some will be going fast, some will be going slow, but ultimately, at one point, everybody will come to the same same finish line. That is what our target is, as the educators, as the academics. So that is what we are talking about. So teachers, they are taking help with the AI. There is no harm in that. In some typical activities, AI is helping us. There is no harm in that. But definitely, it will not be a replacement of the teachers. And another is the equality, as we already said that we need to very deeply analyze what is the necessity. What is the necessity in terms of disability, in terms of financial, because if we talk about Dhaka, the facilities in Dhaka, the bandwidth, internet and other facilities in Dhaka, and if we talk about a rural area, a village, it's not the same. So how we can include them? So I think that is the last 3 days with all of our effort. I think you got the idea, and the outcome of this will be really successful if we can have a good policy for Bangladesh. I think British Council will also like this, NTU will also like that maybe. If we can, in fact, I just searched and I saw that the Education Ministry of UK have already a very comprehensive guideline on the use of AI for education. I was really amazed to see that. And as you said that you already developed the toolkit in your NTU, and I just heard that 99% of the graduates are getting job within after their graduation. So these are I think the next generation. These are the transformation that we need in our country that to compete in the world. I remember our competition is not with ourselves, not university to university, not within the country. It's now global. Any person who is getting skilled, who are coming to the university, coming to our classes, they will be competing with the global. They will be contributing for the global improvement. So I really thank everybody for this. We have, as you said, we have another program, another TNE funded project with AIUB, and I am also part of that. Fortunately, that's the digital manufacturing. We will be that is with the Birmingham City University, BCU, and we are working on that, and we will be having also maybe some activities shortly. As you said, you will be busy. We will be contacting you soon. So I really thank the organizers, definitely for the funding, the British Council and the NTU, AIUB as a part, and Jahangirnagar University, BUET, and the KF MPU, PMU for all their supports and for inviting us here and for the opportunities for all the educators in the country to make this platform, and that will be actually carrying forward and help us go together and embrace AI for the betterment of our students and the betterment of the society of AIUB. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We sincerely thank all the dignitaries, all the participants for your presence, your passion, and your commitment to making higher education more inclusive in Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our formal proceeding. Please join us for a group photograph, and also your certificate will be available outside. You can collect that one from us. Now I would like to request all of you to come over here we will take a group photo, then we can move around and go for the networking. Thank you so much. Thank you.